If you like this content, please help it trend. Subscribe, leave a like, a comment, check me out on all my other social media platforms. It helps me trend more than you'll ever know. It's TBNation, DIY for fishing. So this was the basic stereo setup. It came with a harness full of a bunch of different wires, which freaked me out initially, but it's actually pretty simple. The red's to the power, the yellow's to the wake-up wire, which is another form of power, but just runs to a different unit. There's a ground wire and an antenna wire. The antenna wire was pretty useless, I didn't even use it. And the other sets of wires on the other side were all power and ground wires, just in different colors, so you could tell which speaker was going to which wire. So just a way to keep track of speakers 1, 2, 3, and 4. The thing was rigged for 4 speakers. We only used 2. So we tucked 2 of those away, and we also tucked the blue antenna wire away. The setup for the speakers is it had a power and ground wire out of 2 male jack ends. Those are on the left. And then on the right, there was a harness for the LEDs. You didn't need to run that, but we did run them because they were awesome. But you needed to run an additional power wire to run both sets of LEDs between the speakers. Now that we explained the wiring principles of both, let's connect them all together. This was the actual setup verbatim in the boat, minus the boat layout. You had the system up top. We had the speakers. Obviously we had a power source, that's the battery. Then we had a fuse block bus bar combo from Blue Sea Systems. Starting from the battery, we run the power end to the fuse side and the ground end to the bus bar side of the Blue Sea Systems bar. Then we go ahead and we connect the stereo itself. Once we have that done, then it's just a series of wires running this way. So if you have to slow this down, I can slow it down for you real quick. First off, the yellow wire is the wake-up wire. What that is an additional power wire that allows you to keep settings in your stereo system without it forgetting. So you could have spliced the power and this yellow wire together, but if you did that and you shut them off, then the wake-up wire would be pretty useless. The wake-up wire's purpose is to maintain all the settings, so you have to keep resetting and reprogramming your stuff every time you turn it on. So that's why it has its own separate wire there to the battery with its own individual fuse link inside, which that little yellow square is. I only ran 1 power wire from the fuse block and 1 negative wire from the ground to splice into both speakers. So you have 2 wires running into one for both the power and ground, running back to the fuse block. And that was specifically for the LEDs. Now, if you have speakers without LEDs, you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is pay attention to the wires on the right side. The blue, purple, green, and tan wire coatings are just simulating, because that's what was on the harness. It was just 4 different color-coded settings of ground and power wires to run to each individual speaker, so you know which speaker is 1, 2, 3, or 4. And so we only used 2 to speaker 1 and speaker 2, and then the other 2 we coated the end off with liquid tape. And we'll get into how I actually install that into the boat, but first, I have all these items you saw in my Amazon store. The link is in the description below. For the phone, it's a little down arrow. If you're on a PC, it's the show more. You just gotta find those little deals and it'll expand the description area, and you can find links to all these things, including my entire Amazon store, where there is everything underneath the sun for your tiny boat project and a bunch of other things. So last video, we attached the deck and we had a bunch of things going on here. There's a lot of facets and components to this boat, so we're just kind of trying to tie it into where it's a little bit more seamlessly transitioning from video to video in this series. If you want to watch this entire series, if you see this boat and you see what we did to it and you want to see it from start to finish, there's a playlist right up here in the iCard. So you can click on that, and that's access to the entire playlist from start to finish. And any other new videos for the series will end up in that playlist. There's also a pretty extensive electric video on how I did this boat. So this is just a really small part of the entire electric process. So that video is also up here in the iCard and in the same playlist. Those are in the description, and they'll be in the end cards at the end of the video. Because of how everything was ran in the boat, I did this part next to last, along with a trolling motor install for this setup. Because really, this is a 14-foot V-hull, and there's only so many places we could actually install speakers. This is maybe the only place, and this is a mod that a lot of people in the Tiny Boat Nation have done. The speaker's right up here, right in the crest of the V-hull, because there's just that little gap, that little space where everything kind of makes sense to install there. The speaker system came out with a set of instructions as well as a template, so you can have the exact size you need to cut out the speaker system. I thought that was pretty invaluable, so naturally we cut it out and used it. Spaced it appropriately. I think that's 3/8 or 1/2 inch plywood. I'm not sure. I think it's 1/2 inch. Just because this is expected to vibrate because of use from the speakers, along with being up at the very top and the amount of shuddering that the front of the hull does when it hits waves. So really kind of rudimentary. We cut it out with a jigsaw. For the corners of the sides, we just drilled holes. That way the jigsaw would actually fit inside the holes. For the square piece, for the extra stereo system there, we kind of edged it out. Once we got it to fit, then there was the process of just making sure that it would fit right there to the bow. And just with some minor alterations to make sure the speakers would fit seamlessly, it was ready to be installed. Now that it's all nice and set in there and we carpeted the front, now we have to make a kind of a little frame just for the stereo system to actually sit in. If you install a stereo system into a car, it needs the same type of frame where it actually just sits in there and it's not just flopping around. So we just did that out of angled aluminum. We just cut and tried to mimic here what's used in a car. Very much the same thing. There's a little frame there for the stereo system itself to fit in. At this point, we're really only going to connect the speaker to the speaker wires from the stereo system, and then we're going to mount the LED wire and kind of wrap it in there and just get it ready to drop in. So at the end of the time, we really have to connect 2 power wires total, and then obviously 2 ground wires, and then we'll have to connect another one for the wake-up wire. But it's a pretty simple drop-in. Once that's in, everything will work. In any sort of electrical setup, it's pretty paramount that your wires are secured so they're not shaking around and flopping around anywhere, because believe it or not, that will eventually lead to disconnects and wearing of the wire itself. Because those stupid wire looms that I tried to use earlier didn't work, I just made my own out of a zip tie. It's pretty important that these rogue wires here that we're not going to use, because those are to the other speakers 3 and 4, and that's the antenna. So we coated all those wire ends with liquid tape and secure them away so they can't touch any metal or touch any component and then cause a short or cause a fire. And we hooked the harnesses in there. That's what that black cluster of wires down there is. That's really all the wire to the harnesses is meant to lead really far back, but I've already ran wires up to the front, so we're just kind of securing them together. This is how we did the bow real quickly. We're gonna have to install the trolling motor. That's all gator skins. I love that stuff. It's phenomenal. I have videos all about it, as you'll see if you subscribe. And it's actually on a Kusa board topping. They had to have a topper there. It was a plywood topper that was done and wrecked, and we swapped that out with the Kusa board top, and we epoxied kind of gator skins as kind of a contact cement. So it's never gonna come off that piece. And the piece is also more of a flexible buffer in conjunction with a 2% water absorption rate. So the base there for the trolling motor is much better than what it had. That's a Minn Kota power drive. It is more or less the electric version of like a Minn Kota Edge. It's a pretty entry-level electric steering trolling motor. And the owner really liked this one and kept it on. I will say that when we did debut the boat, it was pretty powerful. It had like all settings all the way up to 10. I was impressed for how well it moved the boat. Now we are getting into the actual wire splicing. So all the wires that I ran up in the front through that little middle cluster there, we're going to go ahead and get them in there. Now we got these little self-soldering connectors. They're the best ones to use, I believe. Like if you heat them up correctly and the solder bursts all the way in the middle, the wires don't ever want to come apart. It's the best bond I've ever had. In conjunction, they already have like that little like self-melting adhesive in between the ends, so water can't get in there. They're the best thing to use. So I've been almost converting to those in their entirety and getting rid of the cribbing butt connectors. It came out pretty nice. I will say that everything else in this boat is done exceptionally well, but the front, just having those speakers there really kind of set it off. Gave it an extra kick, gave it an extra edge, a wow factor. The next video will be the flood test, and so you'll get to see finally why I go through all the trouble to frame these things the way I do. And then after the final checks are done, the reveal is coming, and you'll get to see this boat done on my hometown lake, the one I grew up on, the one that started it all. Stay tuned for everything. Thank you very much. If you watched this video to the end, great, thank you. You helped a whole lot in adding to the audience retention and the analytics for my channel. If you subscribe and you hit a like there, it helps even more. If you share this video, it helps astronomically. Also check me out for fan funding and get perks in the process. Check out all these videos, including the playlist down there. Thank you.